King Von was connected to 7 murders by police files, federal court filings, and FBI informants. He tweeted about the bodies like a scoreboard, rapped about them on records that went gold, got arrested, went to trial, and walked out a free man. So how the hell did he get away with all of it? To answer that, we gotta go back to where it all started, because King Von wasn't born a killer. The South Side of Chicago built one. Davon Daquan Bennett was born on August 9, 1994 on the South Side of Chicago. He grew up in Parkway
Oh, damn, that nigga was a Leo, bro.
Gardens.
No wonder why he wanted like the center of attention and shit.
A housing project on the 6400 block of South Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
Kindergarten, 8th grade. This the area, so this played a big part of my life. I grew up being bad, gang banging around here and shit.
Von's father was in and out of prison for most of his childhood, and by the time Von turned 11, his dad was dead, shot and killed. So now you've got a kid growing up with no father, surrounded by gang activity on every corner, watching people he knows get buried before they're old enough to drive.
On the streets, all they know is being loud, mean, bad, you know, selling drugs, doing this and that. So now I'm around them, now you know, my environment shit, I'm adapted to that shit.
By his early teens, Von was a full-fledged member of the Black Disciples. Now here's what sets the whole story in motion. In 2011, a BD member named O.D. Perry got gunned down right there in Parkway Gardens. O.D. was loved on that block, and after his death, the neighborhood renamed the whole complex after him. That's how Parkway Gardens became O Block.
Now the significance in O Block, the name came from my homie O.D. Perry. He passed away and shit. He was passed away like, August 2011, I want to say, yeah. So that's why we got the name.
And the person who allegedly pulled the trigger on OD? A teenage girl named Jakira Barnes, street name K.I., from the Gangsta Disciples. Remember that name? We'll circle it back in a few moments. Moving forward to the spring of 2012,
Nigga, she had a 357. Them motherfuckers bang.
King Von was 17 years old, and over the next 6 months, he carved a trail of blood through Chicago's South Side that turned him from a neighborhood kid into something the streets had never quite seen.
But Von, he ain't have to buy no people, because people really know. Like, if he say he gonna do something to you, he really gonna do it.
It started on April 28th. A BD named
Who was that nigga, man? Because he just be having the mask on talking like he don't want to be seen.
Marlon King Doc Monroe was shot dead in an ambush. Street sources and later documentation pointed to Von and his best friend T. Roy. Von was 17. First body. Most people would lay low after something like that. Von accelerated. By August, Terrell Dirty Rel Joshua was gunned down in an alley. Von and T. Roy again. No arrests. 2 months later, 16-year-old Richard Modell McCambry was shot walking on 63rd Street. Years later, Chicago police would officially name Von as his killer in their case files. Modell was 16, fam. Von had just turned 18. 17 days after that, Derek P5 Johnson was killed. Witnesses tied Von to that too. Then on November 9th, 17-year-old Rodney Boss Trell Stewart took a bullet to the head.
But you've always been in my prayers. And every day is a birthday, a good day for you.
Damn, bro, like that really caused trauma to these families, man. And these niggas don't be thinking about that type of shit. They just be out there doing this shit, not thinking about the mother who gonna lose her child. You know what I mean? And that goes for if he did something too. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't be thinking, they just do, man. They picking a war with the wrong people, man.
Street intelligence pointed back to Von and T. Roy. And in December, Little James Holman got hit in the drive-by in Woodlawn. Informants implicated Von again. 6 months, at least 5 bodies that police and sources would later connect to his name, and he was barely old enough to vote. But here's what tells you how untouchable this kid felt. After Little James was killed, Von hopped on Twitter and started posting a list of dead rivals like he was keeping score at a basketball game.
Only 23 minutes after this murder, Von would tweet, "Man, not on anything," followed by another tweet reading, "Clown ass."
I gotta
Counting
finish part
bodies
3.
publicly on a platform where anybody could see it, including the police. He was live blogging a murder spree, and nobody could do a damn thing about it. Because that's what people don't understand about Chicago's gang wars. The police knew who was doing the killing. They had Von's name in files connected to multiple homicides. Witnesses had identified him. But knowing and proving are two very different things when every potential witness lives on a block where snitching gets you put in the ground. And Vaughn wasn't done. His next target was the most dangerous person on the opposing side, a 17-year-old girl with a body count of her own named Jakira Barnes.
I gotta see her story.
Which was a shooter or a hitter or an assassin. She was known to her rivals as somebody who was willing to shoot first, to ask questions later. It's all over the internet.
Chicago police suspected her in as many as 17 shootings. She went by K.I. on the streets, and in a city full of dangerous people, she was one of the most feared figures on the Gangsta Disciples side of the war. She wasn't just a member, she was a shooter.
And those people say that she was thought to have committed at least 15 shootings.
And the word on the south side was that K.I. killed O.D. Perry, the very person O Block was named after. For Vaughn, this wasn't business, this was personal. On April 11, 2014, Barnes was walking on the 6400 block of South Eberhard Avenue when Vaughn caught her in the open. He shot her 9 times. Her brother took bullets too, but survived. K.I. didn't. She was 17. Vaughn was 19.
But neighbors say Barnes and a friend were walking along the sidewalk when a gunman started firing.
Now here's the part that answers the title of this video. Multiple witnesses positively identified King Von as the shooter.
Residents who do not want to be identified say Barnes fought to live, but had been shot at least 9 times.
Who are saying that King Von allegedly, he murdered K.I.
Well, a lot of that information is accurate, put it like that. I ain't gonna tell you which one is which, but a lot of that information is so accurate, so whoever they getting their resources from.
The police report literally read, Bennett was positively identified as the offender. They had eyewitnesses, a suspect, and a dead girl on the pavement, and prosecutors declined to charge him. They said they couldn't meet the burden of proof and noted Vaughn was already facing charges in a separate homicide, so they shelved it. That file sat untouched for years. It wasn't until after Vaughn's death that the case was quietly closed, with his name as the identified killer. And in 2023, federal prosecutors stated in open court during the FBG Duck murder trial that King Von stood over K.I. Barnes and shot her to death. Confirmed on the record. 7 years too late for it to matter.
Because why y'all just ain't say that from the beginning? Right. You know, and you had caught the person before with the same murder weapon that.
But back in 2014, Vaughn walked away clean. And that other homicide they mentioned, that's where things get even darker. Because for the first and only time in his life, Vaughn actually got caught.
Having a possession of a gun, and then they charged him, the killer just got out for first-degree murder and 2 attempt murders. They charged me with that shit.
May 29th, 2014, a birthday party in Englewood on 57th and LaSalle. Vaughn and his accomplice, Michael Big Mike Wade, spotted rival Gangsta Disciples at the house. They left, grabbed a .40 caliber pistol, came back, and opened fire. The bullets didn't hit the intended target. The rival Vaughn was aiming at ran, but 19-year-old Malcolm Stuckey wasn't as lucky.
I guess y'all circled back and came, and then multiple people got shot, but one person did die, which was Malcolm Stuckey.
Stuckey was a college student with zero gang ties, standing on the sidewalk, and he took a bullet to the head, dead on impact. 2 others were wounded in the spray. Malcolm Stuckey was an innocent kid, fam. Wrong place, wrong time, and now he was gone because somebody else's war spilled onto a birthday party. This time, police moved fast. Vaughn was charged with first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder, facing life.
I quit. What you warming up like?
What's your ID number?
2014, 0608, 061.
For the first time, he was truly locked inside the system for a homicide. He sat in Cook County Jail for over 3 years waiting for trial. During that stretch, his best friend T-Roy was shot and killed by a rival in February 2015, and Vaughn couldn't even attend the funeral. He grieved behind bars, writing rap lyrics in a notebook, filling pages with the street stories that would later make him famous. And then, in December 2017, his trial finally came. What happened in that courtroom is the reason this video exists. The prosecution's entire case rested on one man, Big Mike.
And that's how you got implicated in everything?
Yeah, because ain't nobody know nothing about me. They ain't know who I was or none of that.
Michael Wade had previously confessed and implicated Vaughn directly. With that testimony, the state had a solid case. Without it, they had almost nothing. So when the trial started and Big Mike took the stand, the courtroom was expecting a conviction. Instead, Wade recanted everything, refused to testify against Vaughn, said he didn't remember.
Oh, all right, for sure.
I pulled up because this my homie, he need my help.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with no.
All right, for sure.
Hell no. This my homie, he need my help.
It was a no questions asked type of thing, like you were just Vaughn told you he needed you. You were there.
That's how.
So he did pretty much what Lil Woody did for with YSL.
It always is on the block if you really with that shit.
Other witnesses either didn't show up or lacked the credibility to carry the case. And just like that, the whole thing fell apart. King Von was acquitted of all charges. First-degree murder, not guilty. Attempted murder, not guilty. He walked out a free man at 23 years old. Big Mike, on the other hand, was convicted of aggravated battery for the 2 people he wounded and sentenced to 28 years.
Could you how long could you did a 10-year bid, right?
Yeah, I did 5 before that and then 10 on that one, yeah.
Von's co-defendant got nearly 3 decades. Von got a second life. Now let's be real about what actually
So bro is in right now then, right?
happened here, because this is the core of how Von got away with everything. It wasn't some brilliant legal strategy, it was fear. In Chicago's gang wars, testifying against somebody like Von is a death sentence. Not figuratively, literally. The streets enforce a code of silence stronger than any subpoena, stronger than any plea deal. Witnesses don't talk because witnesses who talk don't survive. That same code kept Von's name out of courtrooms for every other body. The 2012 spree, the KI hit, all of it. Police had witnesses and informants, but none of it mattered when nobody would speak under oath. Von walked out knowing he was untouchable. The courts couldn't hold him, and with Lil Durk waiting on the other side with a record deal in a studio, Von wasn't just free, he was about to become famous.
What made you want to sign King Von?
Cause he got a whole story behind him. You know what I'm saying? He from O Block.
Okay.
Durk knew Von had something no amount of marketing could manufacture: authenticity. In December 2018, Von dropped Crazy Story, a first-person narrative about a robbery spiraling into a shootout. It exploded. Millions of views. Fans couldn't get enough of the raw detail and adrenaline in his delivery, and that's because it was real. Von's music wasn't drill fairy tales, it was a confession booth with a beat behind it. War With Us wasn't a metaphor about street life, it was a status report from an active participant. The Exposing Me remix had lines that people who knew Chicago could trace directly back to real kills. He'd rap about sliding on ops, about bodies dropping, about getting away with it, and every word mapped onto events that actually happened. The wildest part? Von went on DJ Academic's show, flashed that disarming smile of his, and called himself an innocent man. And people bought it because he was charming, because the music was fire, and because nobody wants to believe the artist they're bumping in their car might actually be a serial killer. By 2020, he had 2 charting mixtapes, features with Polo G and Moneybagg Yo, and an album on the way.
How many songs is it now?
I think like 16. We just try to add a song with me and Boss Top, man. I'm trying to add the song with me and Boss Top. That bit's so hard.
He was monetizing his own body count, and the industry wasn't just tolerating it, they were celebrating it. But Von wasn't just rapping about the past anymore. By mid-2020, he'd graduated from pulling triggers himself to something far more calculated: financing the violence from a distance. August 4th, 2020, broad daylight, Chicago's Gold Coast, one of the most upscale shopping districts in the city. Rapper FBG Duck, real name Carlton Weekly, was walking out of a store on Oak Street when 2 cars pulled up and 4 shooters opened fire. Over 50 rounds, civilians diving behind cars. Duck didn't survive.
The Chicago rapper shot to death just steps away from the Mag Mile.
Cheryl, tonight, friends say it was a Chicago rapper who was gunned down here on one of Chicago's ritziest streets. They say 2 other people were also shot when 4 gunmen, witnesses say, jumped out of cars and fired from just a few feet away.
Duck was the face of the rival GD rap scene and one of Von's biggest ops. His track Dead Bitches had mocked several of Von's dead friends by name, a move that sent O Block into a rage. Within weeks, Duck was gone. According to FBI informant testimony reported by the Chicago Sun-Times,
That's crazy, because all he did was just diss like his people, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
somebody placed a bounty on Duck's head. $50,000 initially, raised to $100,000 when Duck proved hard to get to. After the hit was carried out, that same person bought custom diamond O-block chains for the shooters. Von was on video, days after the assassination, handing out those exact chains to his associates. The FBI documented it. Von had graduated from street shooter to shot caller. Never pulled the trigger on Duck, paid for it with rap money. Because his hands were technically clean, there was nothing to charge him with. When 5 O Block members were federally indicted for Duck's murder in a RICO case, Von was listed only as an unindicted figure, dead by then, but clearly the money behind the operation. And that wasn't his only open case. In February 2019, Von and Dirk were caught on surveillance shooting a man outside the Varsity restaurant in Atlanta during a robbery.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Both charged with attempted murder. Both posted bond. Von went right back to making music. After his death, prosecutors dropped the charges. By October 2020, Welcome to O Block was charting at number 5 on Billboard. 7 bodies connected.
Wait, so he was already dead after Welcome to O Block came out then?
To his name across police files and federal documents. 0 convictions, millions of dollars. King Von was untouchable by every measurable standard. And then, on the night of November 6th, the streets finally collected what the courts never could. Hours after celebrating his album release, Von was outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta with his crew. Around 3 in the morning, album out, numbers climbing, everything he'd fought and bled for finally paying off. Then he spotted Quando Rondo. Quando was a Georgia rapper affiliated with NBA YoungBoy, and there had been tension between their camps for months. Subliminal disses, social media back and forth. Most people would let it ride. Von wasn't most people.
Sorry, Von was tweeting stuff like, you know, when I see you, ain't gonna be no talking, it's just gonna be fighting, or stuff like that.
He'd spent his whole life responding to disrespect with violence, and in that moment, he made a choice. Von rushed Quando, punched him. A full brawl erupted. In the chaos, Quando's associate, Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, pulled a gun and shot Von multiple times. He died at the hospital on November 6, 2020, 26 years old.
Officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
And here's the part that reads like fiction. Lil Tim claimed self-defense, posted bond, case unresolved. The same system that let Von walk for 7 murders is now letting his killer walk under the exact same circumstances. Witnesses.
Think about it. Think about it. They did that shit because they couldn't put old boy in. So they like, fuck it, we might as well let him go. He did what we couldn't do. Hey, that's crazy, boy. The system's something else, nigga.
Who won't talk. Evidence hard to prosecute. A code of silence protecting shooters on both sides. The streets gave Von everything. Reputation, power, fear. And the streets took it all back in a parking lot at 3 in the morning. But Von's story doesn't end there, because what happened after he died is when the truth finally came out. Chicago PD quietly closed the Jakira Barnes murder case, officially naming Von as her killer in the final report.
They released some paperwork labeling King Von as the killer of Chaos.
Police files surfaced linking him to the Modell McCamry killing from 2012. And in 2023, during the federal RICO trial for FBG Duck's assassination, prosecutors went further than anyone had before. They stood in open court and called King Von a leader of O Block, directly responsible for multiple killings. Stated on the record that Von shot K.I. Barnes to death. The feds posthumously confirmed what the streets had known for years. Meanwhile, journalist Trap Lore Ross released a 3-hour documentary titled Rap's First Serial Killer, compiling tweets, lyrics, and court documents into a case tying Von to 10 or more murders. It went viral.
To a full-fledged killer after witnessing the death of one of his close friends, which, as he put it, turned him into a demon.
And then people be like, oh, that don't count, he took a lane. Like, what the fuck? This lane got family, bro. Like,
Tablet magazine published a piece stating plainly, it is becoming increasingly clear that King Von was, in fact, a shooter. The fallout hit O Block harder than any rival ever had. 5 of Von's closest associates, Muwop, C-Thang, and others who'd appeared in his videos wearing those custom chains, were federally indicted for Duck's murder. The crew Von put on the map and financed with rap money was systematically dismantled by the same justice system that never touched Von himself. And that's what nobody talks about enough. Von didn't just leave behind a body count. He left behind a trail of consequences that swallowed the people closest to him. Friends facing life sentences for a hit he allegedly funded, A community gutted by federal investigations, children growing up without a father, and on the other side, families like Malcolm Stuckey's and Jakira Barnes who waited years for an acknowledgement that never came while Vaughn was alive. Look, I gotta keep it 100 with y'all. Vaughn grew up in a war zone, lost his father at 11, watched friends die before they could finish high school. The system failed the communities that produced him long before it failed to convict him. That context matters, but he also killed an innocent college student at a birthday party, allegedly financed a broad daylight assassination, and tweeted about murder like it was entertainment. Those choices destroyed lives on both sides of the war.
Especially the end, I kind of circled. There's 7 basically that I would say there's enough evidence for me to conclude I believe that he did those.
The courts couldn't stop him. The police couldn't stop him. The streets did. And the only courtroom that ever truly convicted him was the court of public record. Documents, files, and federal filings released after he was already in the ground. In Chicago, sometimes the truth doesn't come out until there's nobody left to punish. And by then, the damage is already done. Check out our other videos and click on the boxes for more content. Till next time, peace.
Damn, bro, that nigga was wild, bro. Man, he dancing with the devil right now. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't see no space in heaven for him, dude. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. God damn, man. Shit, man. Yeah, I'm definitely finna go watch part 3, man, and finish Traveler Ross, because, like, this story gave me hella details, too, because it also let me see the families who spoke up and how they felt about the situation. Traveler Ross, you really don't see that, but Traveler Ross break this shit down. Like, man, that nigga got all the tweets. Like, shit. Hey, man, but do me a favor. Tap that button. It don't cost you nothing, man. Hey, thank you to everybody who tapped in on the King Von stuff as well. I see y'all coming in, man. You know what I mean? And in the comments below, man, shoot me some documentaries, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially K.I., man, because I definitely need to learn about her, because it seemed like she wasn't a motherfucker to be playing with. Because he seemed like he had a problem, you know what I'm saying, even like battling it out with her. I feel like, man, like if it came to it, she probably would have got him first if she could have. But I think some people be letting their guards down. Like they said she was walking with her brother in them. Like, when you at war with somebody like that, bro, you can't just be walking around like that. You know what I'm saying? Tinted windows, you got to ride around smooth, dog. You know what I mean? But abuse the comments, run the likes up. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.